Hi folks, it's Ivo here from Thundermist Lure Company. I'm here with Vincenzo and he's going to give us a demonstration on how to stake bluefish. Okay Vincenzo, what are you going to do? Let's get started here.
Well, first you start off by scaling it.
So you're going to remove all the scales, and I see you're just using, you don't have a scaler, so you're just using a knife?
Yeah, and use the back of the knife if you don't want to dull in the sharp part of the knife.
Okay, so you're using the back side of a fillet knife, and those scales are coming off pretty easy actually. So you're going to do the same thing on both sides, and that's because the skin is going to stay intact and is actually going to be cooked. So
yeah, and there's two reasons why you want the scales to be off of there. One, when you're trying to cut through the skin, you don't dull the blade.
Oh yeah, it's easier to cut with the scales off.
Second reason, you can eat the skin if you choose.
So you definitely don't want the scales on. Okay.
Okay.
So now what do you do next, Vincenzo?
Next thing you got to do is cut the fins off.
Alright, I see you got a nice pair of scissors there. So you're just going to trim all the fins?
Yeah, the back fins.
Okay. I see, you're just working your way along, you're just cutting and removing that fin. Okay.
And then this fin.
Bottom fin as well.
Basically all the fins that are going to get in your way when you cut it.
So that means you're leaving the tail fin alone?
Right.
Okay.
And those fins should be fine.
Okay. So, what are we doing now, Vincenzo?
Next thing you have to do is cut the head off.
Okay. And I see you've got a nice serrated knife there.
Right.
What's so special about that knife, Vincenzo?
I like this knife because it's a smooth serrade. It's not like a very, very rough serrade which might chew up the meat, but this smooth serrade will be able to cut through that backbone much more easily than a smooth blade would. And the smooth blade, if you try to use that, you will have a much harder time getting through that backbone.
Okay. So you're going to remove the head first. That's interesting. Okay.
Alright, next up.
Now, I'm surprised you didn't do the head last.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Next up, you gotta gut it.
Okay.
So just cut along.
Okay. And you're going to remove the guts?
Right.
That looks like fun.
That's not a big deal.
Okay. I've done a million of them, Vincenzo. Okay. Giving you a hard time there. Okay, there you go. So now, what are you doing next?
If you want, you could cut off this belly meat here.
Okay.
There's not much here, but on fish like salmon, you might have lots of belly meat.
And the reason to cut that belly meat?
It contains a lot of, what is it that you say?
There's a lot of contaminants in the fat, and it's contained in the belly mainly, so you're removing that belly, I understand.
Right. And actually, a lot of people like to fry up the belly like bacon.
Okay.
It's true.
Okay.
Try it. Okay, now it's ready to be staked.
Okay, so what do you want to tell us about the vertebrae, Vincenzo?
Okay, this is a bluefish that we've previously filleted. Now if you look closely, the vertebrae are held together by a spacing here. And if you really got to try and cut through that spacing. Otherwise, if you try and cut through this solid part here, right, then you're going to have a really tough time getting through the backbone. That's why this serrated blade comes in handy. If you happen to get that tough part, you can just keep sawing away at it and you can get through eventually.
Okay, Vincenzo, you're ready to stake now.
Right, so careful with your hands. Cut to the backbone and then lift your knife back up, and here's where you got to do a quick cut. Not a soft continuous sawing, but a quick cut like that. And then once you're done that, just slide the knife along the cutting board, and then you got a nice steak there.
Very nice.
Okay.
Okay, and you're making these about an inch or so thick?
Yeah, about an inch and a half, about 2 vertebrae distances, if you remember.
All right.
And see, I missed the vertebrae bubbles that I was talking about. So now what I do, a good tip is to wiggle that blade it opens up any cracks so that you can cut right through,
Very good.
slide through.
Excellent.
See? Twist, through.
Very nice. You've done this once or twice before, Vincenzo.
Yes, I have.
Making it look easy. Through those bones like nothing.
It's all the serrated blade.
There you go.
Okay, and when you can actually choose to stop here if you'd like and just fillet the tail, but we're going to keep going and finish staking the entire thing.
Now these staked bluefish are actually excellent on the barbecue. You're having a hard time with that tail, aren't you? You got to move it and
The
wiggle
tail,
it.
yeah, the tails are actually, believe it or not, harder than the body is, the main body.
That's why you said maybe you could fillet it.
Yeah, but I'm just going to cut this as and keep it as a roast.
Okay.
And here I can just saw away with this serrated blade because it's so thick. And there we go.
Well, Vincenzo, thanks for that demo. You sure made it look easy. We've got some real nice bluefish steaks there ready for the grill. So folks, thanks for tuning in. And as always, until next time, good luck on the water and good fishing.